Every historic sporting event has its crown jewel. Nestled into the rolling hills of the Peoria, Illinois countryside sits the picturesque land of the Peoria Motorcycle Club. For just under a century, the combatants of the Progressive American Flat Track Series have descended on Thunder Valley to prove their worth. Names linked to the winners column include Mann, Roberts, Springsteen, Carr, and Wilds. As of late, J.D. Beach was the proclaimed master of the annual race. This year, it plays a pivotal moment in the 2024 championship chase. A motorcycle tradition like no other is next on Fox Sports 1. Hi everybody and welcome to the SC2 Peoria TT presented by Backroad Saloon. I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside my good buddy Scotty Dubler as we get set to go racing, Scotty, at one of the most unique racetracks in the country.
There's not a bad seat in the house. When you roll in and go down that hill, you know you're in for a treat. This racing is so cool. It's one-of-a-kind racetrack, and we get to witness it here today.
Well, the buzz inside the pit area in the paddock today is not about the racing on track, but what's happened leading into this weekend's event. With more on the story, here's our Kristen Beat.
Our Super Twins points leader, Dallas Daniels, is sidelined this weekend after fracturing his right femur last Sunday. He was preparing for this Peoria TT riding motocross when he sustained that injury. Now, I talked with him earlier in the week, and he said lying on the ground, he cried out thinking, there goes my season. But after undergoing a successful surgery on Monday, he was already walking by Thursday. He said if he can continue that kind of positive progress, there is a chance he could stage a comeback as soon as the Springfield Mile. So Dallas Daniels may be down, but he's not out. Now, the SC Racing Yamaha team has brought in a familiar face to fill in for Dallas Daniels, J.D. Beach. It's so good to see you, not necessarily under these circumstances, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to be here, but first and foremost, I mean, I'm gutted for the whole team and for Dallas. I mean, he's a great rider, and he was in a great spot, and I hate to get the chance to come back here because he got hurt for sure.
JD, you won this race last year, but since then you've been racing in the Moto America Series in the Superbike class. What challenges will you be presented with today making your return to dirt?
Yeah, for me, I haven't rode a twin since Springfield last year, and I haven't raced flat track since a winter race in January, so it's been a little bit of time. But for me, it's going to be a little bit of work just getting used to this bike again and getting used to being on the dirt. But I mean, I've done it my whole life, so I'm sure once I get a few laps in, I'll be hopefully back to normal. But I mean, there's still really fast guys that have been having really good race seasons, so it's definitely not going to be a cakewalk, and I don't know about getting the win, but I'm sure going to try.
Scotty, unfortunately for Dallas, he's been a little bit snake bit here at Peoria.
Yeah, he's struggled a few times. He's crashed here a couple times, some very traumatic crashes, but he just hasn't won here yet.
Well, Scotty, I guess if you can't have Dallas Daniels here and you have to find a substitute racer, J.D. Beach is a pretty outstanding choice.
Yeah, he's won here the last 3 years in a row. He knows his way around a TT racetrack. He's your next best pick.
Great to have J.D. here, that electric smile, electric personality. He is a welcome sight, even though it's an unfortunate circumstance. Scotty, let's take a look at the points now coming into this round.
Dallas has a 19-point advantage with 3 wins on the season. He's been on the podium every single race. He will miss this one. Jared Meese trying to capitalize on that. Brandon Robinson, I think if he could get up there and get a top 5 finish, that'd be a win for him because he's not known as a TT rider. Briar Bauman always goes good here. He won in 2019, but he is 49 points behind the leader, Dallas Daniels.
Jared has never won here. He could change that here today, but he could take over the points lead as well.
It's a very unfortunate, first off, what happened to Dallas. I've been on that side of the fence before, and, you know, even though I'm battling him in the championship, it absolutely sucks. But, you know, fortunately for him, he's had surgery from what I hear, and he's doing well or doing better. So, you know, I wish him a speedy recovery. But for me and my team, it's come to Peoria, get out of Peoria on 2 wheels, walk out of Peoria, and move on for the rest of the series. So it's crunch time.
Scotty, as you mentioned, another player now would be Brandon Robinson, who's had maybe the best season you and I have seen out of him in the last couple of years. He's very fit, he's very fast, and he's the healthiest we've seen in recent years at this point in the season.
He's also very comfortable. He's reeled off 3 wins this season. He is having probably the best season of his career. Coming into this race, he does struggle on the TTs just a little bit. I think for him, a top 5 would be an excellent day for the 44 bike.
Here's Brandon Robinson.
No, in reality, just ride within my limits, understanding where I am as a rider on these types of tracks and not trying to overdo it. So, control what I can control, try to get good starts, good track position, and try to maintain. Don't over push it in spots where I'm a little uncomfortable and try to bring it home in the best position I can. So that's kind of the game plan.
With this being JD Beach's first flat track race of the season, there's no guarantee that Jiggy Dog will get to the top step of the podium. So this could be a fantastic opportunity for Briar Bauman.
We're taking this one as a, hey, here's an opportunity for us to go out and chase a win, chase a podium. We've not been as successful as last season. But yeah, just one of the tracks where it maybe weighs a little bit more on my ability than the motorcycle's ability. So hopefully we can capitalize on that, and I think it should be really good.
Well, that's the news from around the paddock. When we come back to Peoria, we'll go racing with the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles presented by Kicker. The Progressive American Flat Track Series is brought to you by Mission Foods. Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty. And by Yamaha Motor Corporation, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track. Welcome back to the SC2 Peoria TT. The Parts Unlimited AFT Singles presented by Kicker Bikes are getting ready to head out onto the racetrack. But we're going to revisit a little bit of drama from the last round at Du Quoin. On the siding lap, Cody Kopp's chain fell off, and it seemed like his big points cushion had evaporated instantly. A group of people wearing Rick Ware colors took command of the situation and got Cody back racing, and also back into a second place position, losing the race only by 1/1000th of a second. Earlier, Kristen Beat hooked up with the unsung hero of the race and Cody's mechanic, Andrew Butler.
In 9 out of 10 starts this season, our singles points leader, Cody Kopp, has finished on the podium. His crew chief and mechanic, Andrew Butler, here with me now. Andrew, in Du Quoin, how did you respond to the pressure? Take me through what happened.
Well, I wasn't totally sure what happened at first, but once they told me it was the chain, I just got in our spare parts box and got everything ready that I could need. And luckily, Joe went and grabbed the chain off the backup bike, and we had the right gearing on the backup bike already, so just threw it on there as quick as we possibly could. Didn't really think much, just did.
Cody Kopp is pursuing an unprecedented 3rd consecutive title in the AFT Singles class, and consistency is a huge part of that. How are you delivering that for him?
We have really good notes. We've been on these bikes for the last 2 years, so we kind of know what we're doing. We feel at home, and he's just incredible, so he makes my job easy.
And Scotty, let's take a look at how this day got started. Speaking of Rick Ware, Cody Kopp got $500 for the Fronto Parts Plus Pole Award. Now let's get on to the heat races. And this was all about the guys that got the best jumps. And Chase Sadoff gets the start, but look at the bottom here. Here comes Cody Kopp making a bold move to take him wide and then sketchy over the jump.
Yeah, he had to hang on to it over that jump. He made a nice move in the first corner, but he would hang on to win heat race number 1.
I mean, honestly, I felt terrible out there just then. Super loose, just almost uncoordinated on a bike. So we're going to make some changes. It's I definitely couldn't do 14 laps like that. So we're going to get better, and we'll come out for that main swinging.
Then we go on to heat number 2. Tom Drain on the inside of that monster-backed Estenson Yamaha. Gets a great start, comes across the track to take the line away from the others. Nice bit of defensive play there by the Yamaha-mounted rider. Fights the handling coming off the 2, but look at how he already started to gap him out onto the front straightaway. Easy victory for Tom Drain in heat number 2. On to the Al-Ams Dallas Honda Challenge. We expected this to be a tight battle, and boy, was it. Drain with a good start. Here comes Sadoff high and wide on the outside. Drain pushes him wide, opens the door for Kopp. Cody comes sliding right through. but look at Sadoff was chasing him all the way to the end. Kopp takes the win and $2,500 from Al Adams Dallas Honda.
On the pole, our first pick on the front row is the one bike of Cody Kopp. The 59 Tom Drain will pick second. Chase Sadoff from Hillsboro, Illinois will pick third. And Terrence Santero will be the last pick out there on that front row. Row number 2, this one's pretty stacked as well. Jared Lowe having an excellent day on the 63. Evan Renshaw, the rookie, on the 265. Trent Lowe, the 48. And James Ott on the 19, rounding out your top 2 rows.
You see the sign over there on the board, 8 minutes. That's going to be the distance, 8 minutes and 2 laps for our main event for the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles presented by Kicker. We are about to go. Here come the revs. Everybody's focused. We're underway. Big handfuls of throttle. Here we go into one. Drain with a fantastic start. Has Kopp by a bike length. Kopp goes wide. Is that Sadoff up the inside? Sure is. And he's back up into second, and Chase is charging.
Yeah, Chase threaded the needle. He watched what the leaders were doing and did something different. It was a nice move.
Where's he going to go? Inside on Drain is where he's going. Sadoff going for the lead. Sadoff, oh, can't get there as they come up onto the front straightaway.
I think the 59 got on the groove and got the drive a little bit stronger than the 88 did, so he will lead lap number 1, talking about Tom Drain.
They open up that bottom lane, but nobody can get down there as Sadoff comes right up alongside of Drain again to the jump.
He's really applying the pressure early on in this one, the 88 bike is.
And that's what he did to Kopp, but Kopp was able to weather the storm in their heat race. Here he goes again on the bottom. This time I think he's going to clear him. He does. Sadoff to the line. Will he get credited with the lead?
Ooh, man.
Yep, he sure does. Chase Sadoff had him at the line by 0.02 of a second.
Cody Kopp hanging on to it back there in third. He was up out of the saddle in turn number 2.
So we know Chase can charge and chase after you, but can he lead? And that's a whole different ballgame,
It's
Scott.
very hard to lead a race. You have to hit your marks every single time, and the track will continue to change every single lap.
Look how rough this is on this pass. Chase just fighting it all along the way, but not getting out of the throttle. And it's got to be a scary moment for Drain because he can see out of the corner of his eye. He can see that Chase is closing and passing, but fighting with it at the same time. And you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. So Sadoff will continue to lead right now. The battle's heating up for second. Right now it's Drain, but here comes Cody Kopp, our points leader, back there in that third position. He's got to get by the 59 if he wants to keep the 88 bike close.
Best thing that can happen for Sadoff is this fight right here for second place, because those two are going to mess with each other for a while. Not for long, apparently, as Kopp gets around him.
He just went in high, came off low, and made the pass on 59. Now the one bike will set his sights on the 88.
That could have bought Chase a couple of laps out front and easy cruising, but nope. Now Kopp is cleared Drain, and he's going after the Honda-mounted rider right away.
Chase has to hit his marks, continue to drive forward. Don't think about who's behind you. Don't even look back. Just focus on what's ahead of you.
You'll hear them when they get there if they do. Half a second, the gap between first and second place right now.
And Drain is right now on the back tire. Cody Kopp applying the pressure, looking to get that second position back. So a nice recovery for the 59, but he lights up the rear tire right there and gets really sideways and loses touch with the one bike.
That hurt him.
Definitely.
Kopp lost 0.2 of a second, Kristen, on that last lap.
Yeah, guys, for Chase Sadoff, Tom Drain, Cody Kopp, all of these riders we expected to be in the mix here in the singles class. They made some major adjustments to the bike to get them ready for this Peoria TT. Obviously, they're working with a front brake, so a right-handed brake. They also are using an up pipe. Now, that means the shaping of the pipe, and as it leans towards the back of the bike, can sometimes get hot for those Honda riders. So you'll notice that there's a piece of carbon wrapped around Chase Sadoff's pipe. That's because it was getting so hot, it was actually burning through his leather. So a piece of carbon to kind of cool that area down for him and protect him a little bit more out here on the Peoria TT. All these riders making these small little adjustments from what would normally be a standard 450 for American flat track with one of those down pipes, now riding with an up pipe this weekend.
Boy, Drain got real wide coming off before that time.
I saw something bounce maybe off of a bike or maybe just a dirt cloud down that back jump. We'll have to keep an eye on these top 3 riders. It was from one of those top 3 for sure, but
oh no, Hunter Bauer is down. Well, we're gonna let them check on Hunter and get the track cleared up, and we'll be right back for more racing from Peoria. Welcome back to the Peoria TT. Let's take a look at what happened to Hunter Bauer.
Keep your eyes on that second motorcycle. There's some braking bumps right here into the right-hander. There goes the front end, back and forth. That tank slapper up and over the handlebars, and the 24 goes down. The good thing was the bike did not land on him.
Oh, man, that was a hard hit. Fortunately, he is okay, was able to get up and walk away, and the bikes are now lined up and ready to get back to racing. Here we go. Good start for Chase Sadoff. He beats Kopp to the corner. Train working the bottom. Lets it eat, gets it up wide, and Sadoff leads him over the jump. There goes Santero up the inside.
He was running fourth, but he got a bad start. The two-turner Hondas got past him down there in turns 1 and 2.
On onto the front straightaway. Halfway sign is out, so we're inside of 4 minutes and 2 laps to go. Here comes Cody putting the pressure on Sadoff. Nice drive off the corner. New leader at Peoria.
Well, and what he did is he took that line away and ran Chase all the way to the edge of the grass. That was aggressive. It was still smart racing, though. There goes Chase right to the edge of the groove down there in the final corner. Here they come on the front straightaway. Kopp leads them to the start-finish line. Sadoff is there, so is Tom Drain.
And so far, as hard as Tom Drain is trying, he just can't seem to get the pace of the top 2 in front of him.
He's got him in his sights, but he just cannot close up and try to make a pass.
Here's how Kopp got the lead. Watch this.
The door was open right there, and he's kind of shoves his way through, and no contact is made, but he runs Chase up to the very edge of the grass, and the one bike goes to the lead. Kopp continues to lead right now. He's got a little bit of breathing room back to Sadoff. Train in third. Santero's made his way back up to 4th place now. So the bad restart for the 75, he's making up for it right now.
There goes the top 3. Here's 4th place right here with Santero.
Oh, look who's getting in the mix. The 63's coming up there. Jared Lowe. He's got to deal with his brother, Trent Lowe, and then Renshaw right there in front of him. You hear the tires chirping going into turn number 1 like we heard the twins earlier in their heat races. So the track's grinding back out. That red flag definitely did not help the track.
No, and Scotty, probably not a lot going to be done to the track between the end of this race and the start of the Super Twins main. So
well, they only have the time when we're on the podium to go out there and sprinkle some water on it and get ready for that Twins race. So what you see is probably what you're going to get. And Jared Lowe has gotten by Trent Lowe and has moved up to the 6th position last time by.
Inside of 2 minutes and 2 laps to go. So this one winding down quickly.
This is the best battle. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th right here. 4 Hondas battling for 4th through 7th. 2 Turner Hondas and 2 other Hondas out there. Santero leading this pack. A good run by Terrence Santero. T-Money's up to 4th right now. He's been up there. He was 4th. He made it to the challenge race, and he's looking for a great finish on that 82 bike, or that 75 bike.
Boy, that rear wheel of Santero's just smacked that outside wall coming off at 2. That dirt wall.
Back up front, Cody Kopp continues to lead, this time by 0.539. Oh, no, man, as we go right back to him, he gets really sideways. Now there's blood in the water. Here comes the 88 bike.
Chase is going to apply the pressure now. Here he comes.
Did you see how far he jumped that jump, Ralph? Here comes the 88 bike.
Thinking inside is what Chase is going for, and he's got it. Makes a pass in the middle of the 2 corners. Chase Sadoff out front with 40 seconds and 2 laps to go.
One mistake by Cody Kopp right here, the last lap, allowed the 88 bike to really jump the jump and get up there and take the lead away from the 1 bike. Time's running out, Ralph. Who's going to win it?
Inside of 30 seconds and 2 laps to go. Chase with a nice gap going down into turn number 3.
Looking for 2 in a row in the state of Illinois. He won DuQuoin a couple of weeks ago.
Boy, and there is nothing similar to DuQuoin and Peoria.
Not just, they're in the same state. That's it.
That's it.
And he's from Illinois. All the way up in the grass. Sadoff's pushing the limit on the 88 bike.
Clock has gone to 0, so when we come past the start-finish line, Big P will tell them 2 to go.
Cody goes in really deep in that final corner, looking for some traction. Here they come.
2 to go. There it is. All right, Chase Sadoff out front. What will Cody Kopp do? Will he stay right there in the wheel tracks? Will he go outside or inside?
He just looked back coming off that final corner.
Thinking it might be outside here off of 2. Can't get there. Will he try the high side again down here at the far end of the racetrack? Sadoff tries to protect the bottom a little bit, drifts up. Here comes Kopp looking, can't get the traction he needs. He's going to have one more shot at him. White flag is out.
Drain is right there on the back tire of the one bike.
Chase Sadoff got his first national victory earlier this year, then backed that up. Now can he get his first TT win? And it would be his first win here at Peoria. Coming down into the final 2 corners, Sadoff out front on the Honda. Kopp trying to get there. He was hoping to get a win here at Peoria, something he had never done. Checkered flag awaits. Look at the line, Chase. There it is. The winner at the Peoria TT and the Parts Unlimited AFT Singles presented by Kicker is Chase Sadoff on the 88. And a great ride here this afternoon. Here's a look at those results. Sadoff, Kopp, Train, Santero, and Renshaw. Renshaw had a good afternoon. We didn't see him much in this main, but he put together a good run.
He charged himself all the way up to the 5th spot. Jared Lowe is 6th. Trent Lowe ahead of, Jared's ahead of his older brother. James Ott gets 8th. Tyler Raggio. And how about Travis Pettin starting 17th, gets all the way up to 10th. An excellent finish of that main event for him.
Kristen, he's got a half mile, a mile, and now a TT. He might get that season sweep here.
He very well could, Ralph, and this also marks his 3rd win of the season and his 5th consecutive podium finish. Chase, it just seems as though you're starting to really find your flow. Where is this confidence stemming from, and who would you attribute it to?
I would say it's all coming from Brian Bigelow and Troy Barber and Mark Muth and everybody else that puts into our team. Man, I don't even know what to say. Like, I came to Peoria, my rookie year and the year before, and I couldn't even make it on the podium. I knew I had the speed to go run up front this track. It was just so hard to figure out my corner speed, and we finally got it done today. Hats off to Cody. He made a big mistake, and I just slipped under him. But other than that, he had that race in the bag. But I'm running out of things to say, but thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting. I appreciate all my hometown fans. Thank you.
Well, his fans sure aren't running out of things to say. If you guys could see this victory lane here in his home state of Illinois, there is something special about Illinois and Chase Sadoff.
Here's a look at how the racing went as Sadoff saw the door open up and went for it. But you could see him get that handful of throttle right there in the center of the corner, push that 88 out in front. The Honda responded, got the traction to the ground, and he was gone.
Chase leads 13 total laps. Cody Kopp leads 6, and Tom Drain led the first lap, but would settle today for 3rd place. Look how pumped up he was. Chase Sadoff taking the win.
Boy, Scotty, you and I were talking about since day 1 with him in his first national. We were like, should have won that night at Volusia. And now this kid is really starting to come on the way we all thought he would and starting to rack up some of these wins. And we go back down to Kristen.
Cody Kopp has secured 10 podiums in 11 starts. Your points leader leaving Peoria. Cody, but one big mistake in turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big one. I definitely didn't have the first few laps when we had that first start of the race, and then Hunter went down. I hope he's all good. But we had a good restart, and I found a line there in 1 and 2 that was killer, and just couldn't figure out 3 and 4. Kept slipping wide, and then one time Chase was there. And he rode great. I pushed him hard those last 3 laps. I'd lose a bunch on this end and gain it all back going up the jump, but he rode great. So it's cool when this is the podium just about every round. We're just swapping positions. So it's been a fun year, and I'm looking forward to more.
Cody, we will see you when we head to the Black Hills half mile in Sturgis, South Dakota next week. Guys, this singles class is really heating up.
Yep, a week from Tuesday we'll be at Black Hills, Rapid City. Scotty, here's the points.
5 wins for Cody Kopp, but Chase Sadoff is closing the gap. He's got 3 wins now. He's trying to tighten it up between the 1 and the 88. Tom Drain, he's got 3 wins himself. He's 3rd. Trent Lowe is 4th, and James Ott rounding out your top 5.
And we'll go back to Kristen one more time.
Tom Drain rounding out the podium here today at the Peoria TT in the AFT Singles class. Tom, before this restart, you and I talked about throttle control and how you could manage that race. What were you mindful of during that race as it relates to the throttle?
It just had to be real smooth out there. The track was pretty rough, and it was getting really slick towards the end there too, so we just had to be real smooth on the throttle just to be able to get around the corners, but just seemed to be lacking a little bit sort of in that main there. Weren't able just to get quite on the back of the Cody and Chase. They did a good job out there. I can't thank my whole team enough for all the effort we put in all day and the whole season so far. We've, like, even today, just out there, we've improved so much over the day and got the bike to the best it's been all day, so can't thank them enough.
Well done, Tom, our favorite Aussie out here. Congratulations, rounding out the podium in the AFT Singles class.
All right, stay with us. We're coming right back to Peoria with more racing to go. In fact, we're going to make the bikes a little bit bigger and a little bit sketchier. We're coming back with the Mission Super Twins right after this. Welcome back to the SC2 Peoria TT presented by Backroads Saloon. You know, Scotty, one of the things that makes coming here to Peoria so special is the ability to get close with one of our best partners in AFT, Caterpillar. They're headquartered right here, and I love seeing all those big machines that they have.
The good thing is they weren't needed today, but in the past, they have saved race day many of times.
They absolutely have, and we're thrilled to have a partner like Caterpillar with Progressive American Flat Track. Each week in our broadcast, we do a different Dunlop rider profile. Unfortunately, this week's racer, Johnny Lewis, had a really rough crash at Ventura, and it's forced him to change his career path.
2024 season, we got to finish out. We have Dalton on the bike, and you know, I've been enjoying kind of being off the bike and kind of being the coach, you know, team manager. I think Dalton is getting more comfortable. Obviously, the first race we came out swinging, you know, pretty well at New York with a podium, but it was also a track that I did really good at too, and the bike, and I think just really meshed for that track. And then since then, he's had a couple ups and downs. It's been a long road for me, developing the bike and getting it to this point. So it's kind of bittersweet, you know, not on the motorcycle after developing it and getting it to this level, you know, to kind of finish out the year. But to have somebody like him that'll listen and just keep progressing. He's young, he's talented, and he's ambitious. He's ready to go. So I think it's a good mesh. Me being, you know, team manager, coach, and working with Dalton.
Okay, we are just about ready to get back to the racing action. When we come back, the Mission Super Twins will be lined up and ready to go. Welcome back to the Peoria TT. Just waiting to get started here with our final race of the day. The Mission Super Twins main event coming up shortly. On the Mission Super Twins, the Parts Plus Pronto Pole Award went to Briar Bauman, $500 to Briar. Now we go on to the Mission Super Twins heat number 1. Briar on that number 3, and he had his hands full to get to the front of this one.
Yeah, the 21 had an excellent start out there on that Indian. That is Trevor Bruner in his rookie season. His first time to ever fly the twin over the jump. And here comes Briar shoving his way through to the lead.
Got around Bruner and into the lead, and here came the 95 of J.D. Beach sliding up the inside down into the first corner. Briar would have to tuck in behind him and follow him for a little bit. But then Briar makes this outstanding move in the same spot basically around before the jump, and Briar Ballard puts the 3 out front and hangs on for the win in heat number 1.
Yeah, no, I feel really good on the bike. We've been pretty good all day, and even though JD's been off the bike, it feels good to pass him. I haven't passed him here in a long time, so either way, you know, he hasn't been on a flat track bike, but nonetheless, the Rick Ware Racing KTM has been so good, and man, I hope they dig the track up a little bit, give us a little bit of grip, because that was a slow race out there.
Little difference here in heat number 2. This was pretty much all that number 1 of Jared Mees. It looked like Davis Fisher was going to give him a run, and Vanderkooi got to the lead going into the first corner, but Jared makes quick work of him, and that was pretty much the end of it.
Yeah, Jared Mees would stretch out the lead. Vanderkooi hung on tough for his second place finish.
You know, I feel okay. I feel like there's a lot to gain with what we got going right now, so we're going to go back to the drawing board and see if we can pick up some speed.
On to the Mission Challenge for $5,000. Briar, Jared, JD, and Jared all right there on that front row. Here we go. Mees out front early. Bauman gets a terrible start all the way back to 4th, but he got aggressive early, goes to the high side around Mees. And look at this, he takes the lead coming to the white flag, and Briar Bauman leads him back into the first corner and off the final corner, And Breyer takes $5,000 along with the $500 earlier in the day. It's been a great afternoon for Breyer Bauman. Scotty, how about our mission starting lineup for the Twins?
First pick on the front row is the 3 bike. That's Breyer Bauman. Second pick will be the number 1 Indian of Jared Meese, looking for his first ever Peoria TT win. 95, JD Beach. He's won here the last 3 years in a row. And Jared Vandekoy, the last bike on the front row. Keep an eye on the rookie, the 21 Trevor Bruner in the second row with Fisher, Robinson, and Dalton Gauthier.
Kristen, it's just about time to roll the bikes out. How about a pre-race report?
Jared Meese has won nearly every crown jewel race in the American Flat Track Series season, with exception to this Peoria TT. Now, after the mission challenge, I asked Jared where he can close the gap on Breyer Bauman. He told me, I need to clean up those mistakes. I've been a little sloppy. He also said after watching Breyer Bauman race so bravely, so sendy, as they say, he said, I need to step it up here at the Peoria TT, the 9-time champion. And guys, as we've discussed, this could be his last full-time season of racing, looking to earn a win that has eluded him in his professional career.
Scotty, he could win championship number 10, which would be remarkable. But if he doesn't win here today, even he does win that 10th title and retires, this will eat him for the rest of his career. Visors are down. Bikes are clicked into gear. The riders are focused on the lights, waiting to go here. Set to grab a handful of throttle and get underway at Peoria. Who's going to get the jump? It's going to be Meese looking for that first win at Peoria. Can he make that history happen here today on that number 1? Oh man, he goes all the way up into the grass. JD Beach uses the grass like banking in a NASCAR race and takes the lead coming to the jump. That was incredible.
Just let it all hang out and let it eat. Go all the way up the hill. Meese is at the point. Here they come. Lap 1 going in the books.
Needless to say, not the preferred line, but Breyer Bauman's got something for him going down into 1. He was coming right up alongside of him, then backed out of it. Gets on the gas on the center of the corner. That's where the 3 bike is so good here today, and he's out to the front again.
And that's bad news for everybody else. If the 3 bike can break away, he might win his second Peoria TT. He's trying to get away right now. He knows he's got a little buffer between himself and the 95 at JD Beach.
Got to make it work while you can. He's got to break away as quick as he can. Beach coming around Meese. Not just yet, but he's right there on him.
He's going to apply the pressure, and hopefully Meese will slip a little bit wider just like he did last time. And here comes the 95 looking for second. Not able to make the pass yet.
Boy, we have talked about it all day long. As fearless as these guys, as brave as these guys are, you have to find a little bit more courage when you come race here at Peoria if you want to win. And Jared showed that on that opening lap going through 1 and 2, letting that bike eat all the way up onto the grass and just hammering that throttle. He was not going to give an inch. It's just Bauman found another spot on the racetrack where his bike is so good and he's got the lead. Now Beach is by. Can he catch Breyer?
Breyer's trying to set sail. He's going up above the groove, just like I mentioned before in the pre-race. And now JD's right there in the same spot. So now JD can see the leader. Now he can pace himself with the 3 bike. Where is he faster? Where is the 3 faster? They're going to figure that out in the next few laps.
Stay with us. When we come back, we'll have more great racing action from Thunder Valley, the Peoria TT. Welcome back. The laps are winding down here in Thunder Valley. Boy, Breyer has been saying all day he just hasn't felt great on the bike, and I understand that because he knew what the other guys were doing, and he didn't think that he was ready yet to challenge them in this long of a main event. But boy, they dialed this bike in for him at Rick Ware Racing, and he has really been the class of the field today here in the Super Twins.
Fisher just stuck the wheel up there on the 21. Looks like something's hanging on the right side. Maybe his front brake lever's hanging on that number 67 bike. Something's bouncing around. I think that is the whole front brake assembly bouncing around that 67 bike. So he's closed in on the 21, but right now he might not have any front brakes. Maybe it's just the guard protecting, but it's hard to see. They're going so fast out here. Watch the handlebars of the 67 bike.
Yeah, you can see it dangling
It might
there.
be the reservoir, though.
Yeah.
Now you can really see it. It might be just that. It's hard to tell. I don't see a lever. Oh, the protector's still out there. That might be the whole front brake assembly's hanging loose on that 67. So for him to be running up there in 6th, he just challenged Bruner for 5th, possibly without any front brakes. I noticed right there, Davis Fisher went around those bumps. That's the same thing Breyer's doing. So if you could try to miss those bumps in that right-hander, it definitely is a little bit smoother run for you.
Well, we've got 3 minutes and 2 laps to go here at Peoria today.
If he has any front brakes, it is definitely a distraction. He just now took a look over his shoulder, so
he's hanging on, isn't he?
You have to now try to salvage his finish, you know.
Well, this is exactly what Brandon Robinson was hoping for, because this could allow him to get up to 6, and then maybe, you never know with Bruner, who knows, maybe he can get that top 5.
Or anybody else in front of him could have an issue mechanically here.
Of course, he's got to deal with Whale, too. Whale's running pretty good on that Harley, the XG 750.
He's actually closing on the 44. Here comes the killer Whale on the move on the 18 bike. He's in 8th right now. This is his first year in the Twins class as well. And he's just coming off of an injury, broken ankle.
Scotty, I would have been more than happy to bet that 20 bucks you're going to make here today that Bauman, even if he had won, would not have been almost 6 seconds up on second place the way the heat races went today. Here's Robinson inside, making the move on Fisher, and Whale was trying to go with him, couldn't get it done. Davis Fisher holds on for a little longer on that 67.
That tells me that he has no front brake, and not only does he have any front brake, but that's a huge distraction. Bouncing around, hitting your hand, all you can think about is that front brake right now. Try to make the best of it, Davis. Hang on to it. Maxwell trying to come around him.
And now Robinson sees the 21 of Bruner in front of him, and he's got a shot at a top 5. He's only got 1.5 minutes and 2 laps to get it done, though. He's got to get moving on that Indian number 44. Bruner on a KTM.
Bruner's actually on an Indian motorcycle. That was a little incorrect right there, but that's be his first career top 5 if he can hang on to 5th.
Here's our race leader.
I like where he's riding. I talked about that earlier. Stayed just above the groove. That time he went a little bit higher off the groove, but that might be just out there having fun.
Well, he's got a full front straightaway lead on JD Beach.
And that is a huge front straightaway. Up the jump in the final minute of the main event. Breyer won here in 2019. He was on an Indian then. He's on a KTM now. 2-time series champ. He's looking for a clean sweep.
Be a big day for them. Be a really big day for this team.
Kenny Coolbat Jr. watching, stressing.
Less than 30 seconds and 2 laps to go.
Man, he really got on the ground early that time. He took it easier over the jump. Stay smooth, keep it on the ground.
And he's got traffic in front of him.
That's Fisher, he's giving up.
He gets around Fisher, but he's going to catch all the way up to Max Whale, who's running in 7th. And then it's Bruner and Robinson in front of that, so he could potentially get all the way up to 5th.
We just talked a minute ago, Ralph. Robinson would be happy with the top 5. He's up to 5th now.
Here comes Breyer.
Putting on a clinic today. 7.8 seconds ahead of JD Beach. Blue flag, blue flag.
And we talked about how this race could impact the championship this year, Scotty. And Breyer has been making some noise that he was going to make a late season push for the title, and he might get that started here today. That's a thank you to Max for getting out of the way.
Max pulled over, showed him where to go, and Breyer puts his foot up there saying thanks. White flag should be waiting for him. Here they come.
Robinson's going to have a push here towards the championship with a top 5 finish for him.
Bruner takes a look over his shoulder, want to see where that leader was. He's trying to stay on that lead lap. And really, if he doesn't let a competitor pass him, he could pull over, let the 3 bike, but he's not going to do that, I don't think. Last lap, last corner.
Coming around, final 2 corners.
Oh, look at that. He let Max get back on the lead lap. Look at this.
What a day it has been for Breyer Bauman as he rides the wheelie all the way to the checkered flag, and a huge victory here to win the 77th running of the Peoria TT. The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track. Kristen, that was arguably one of the most dominant performances we've seen this year.
100%, Ralph. Breyer, you won the Peoria TT back in 2019. You are now a 2-time Peoria TT winner. Where did you feel most confident out there?
First and foremost, my heart goes out to Dallas Daniels right now. I've been through that myself. I know Jared's been through it. I don't have any words, dude. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry to Essendon Racing. He was really good this year. And then nextly, like, beating JD today is really similar to kissing your sister. You want it to count, but I don't think it does. He hasn't been on a flat track bike all year, so I could tell he was a little bit uncomfortable, and I just don't think it's a fair shot. But no matter what, huge thank you to Rick Ware Racing. I think the most comfortable was through the switchback to the right-left. I felt really good through there. It's kind of ridiculous what we're doing on that thing right now, to be honest with you. And I'm just proud. That's all I can really do. I've been down a little bit lately, and it feels really good to do this, and it feels better to give back to the team. So.
Great response. Thank you so much, Breyer Bauman, taking a win here at the Peoria TT, his second career Peoria TT win.
A win is a win, and this is a big one when you win at Peoria.
Absolutely. By 4.5 seconds. It was about 8 seconds on the white flag. He slowed down, let a couple of the lap riders get back in front of him. But Breyer taking the win. JD Beach is second. Meese is third. Van de Koy's fourth. And Robinson salvages a top 5. A career best finish for Trevor Bruner was sixth. Tying a career best finish for Maxwell in seventh. Davis Fisher, Declan Bender, and Cameron Smith, your top 10.
And JD did a tremendous job, Kristen.
JD, first of all, welcome back to the American Flat Track Series podium. Throughout that race, it looked as though you were just starting to lose a little more time. Was that intentional? Were you riding conservatively? Take me through how you strategized that race.
Yeah, I forgot I wasn't on a road race bike. I was trying to conserve my tires a little bit. And no, I'm just kidding. No, Breyer just rode a great race. I'm gonna use the excuse till the day I die that he only beat me because I haven't been racing for a whole year on these things. But I mean, he rode a great race, and he broke that gap, and there's just really nothing I could do with it. So from that point on, I just wanted to get back here up on the box and give the team a podium for letting me ride this bike. And yeah, I mean, it was a good race. It was a hard race. This track was difficult today, but I just got to thank the team for letting me come and do this one race, and I really enjoyed it, and we'll see where we go from here.
Well, hopefully we will see you again, JD Beach in the American Flat Track Series. Paddock, Jiggy Dog, taking second here at the Peoria TT. Guys, I have missed JD. I don't know about you.
Oh, we all have, Chris, and he's a wonderful addition to any paddock. Moto America folks, very lucky to have him right now. We hate the fact that the reason why he was here is because he was filling in for the injured Dallas Daniels, but we'll take him. Glad to have him, and he certainly helped out the Estenson team. And here's a look at those points now. It is definitely tightened up.
1 point difference between Dallas Daniels and Jared Meese. 216 to 215. 3 wins amongst the top 3 finishers. Robinson just 15 points behind, sitting back there third. Breyer with that win up to his second win is now fourth. Jared Van de Koy round out your top 5.
And whatever it is the doctor told Dallas, you have to do this particular thing to get healthy fast. As soon as he saw that point standings, he just made sure he started doing it. We've got a points battle on our hands here, Kristen, between Dallas Daniels and this man right here.
He may understate it, but this one might keep you up at night, Jared, not being able to say you closed out your career with a Peoria TT win. Is that the case, or are you moving on and focused on that number 10 championship?
I mean, I'm focused on moving on. Believe it or not, I wanted it worse when we were on singles for some reason. I guess just because it was Wiles, and I mean, it's a argument whether he's the best here or not, but I rode against him, and he was so good all the time. So I really wanted to beat him on the single. The twins just always was tough on me. The older I got, I just always seemed to be falling into the third place slot, no matter which one of these guys won it, you know. And I felt really good. It was probably the best I felt at Peoria. We had a good roll going there where I was kind of like matching JD, and a couple times I felt like I got into the gap a little bit. Looking forward to the Rapid City half mile. It's one of the best half miles, so can't wait.
As history progresses with this sport, if he ends up winning championship number 10, not many people will talk about the fact that he didn't win at Peoria. We will always talk about the fact that he's a 10-time champion if he gets there.
And all the race wins he's accumulated throughout his career. He's up now just a few behind Chris Carr for second on the all-time list.
Well, let's see what Dallas can do if he can get back and get on board and give us an incredible fight to the season finale coming up at Ozarks Motor Speedway. Wow, what a day it was, Scotty, here at Peoria. We always look forward to coming here. We had some thrills and some spills, unfortunately, but man, what some incredible racing. Chase sat up with a huge win in the singles, and Briar Bauman absolutely dominating on the Mission Super Twins here today. For Kristen Beat and Scotty Dubler, I'm Ralph Sheen. So long from Peoria. We'll see you from Sturgis next week.